for clicking. This is my 9th check-in for my low buy. This is not a project, but every 3 months for the last 2 years, I have been checking my inventory numbers to make sure that I am going down, which is exactly what I want. I do have a point system that allows me to buy things if certain conditions are met. The points are category specific. I cannot finish shampoo and buy eyeshadow palettes. I need to finish eyeshadow palettes to buy eyeshadow palettes. When items come into my collection, they are worth 1 point if they are a gift, but if they are not, if it's something that I've purchased myself, the amount of points that it costs is dependent on how out of control that category is. I do have some things that I've purchased, and I've had some things that I've used. This check-in isn't as good as the last 2 have been, but it's still not bad. I'm still going the right way, but we're going to find out which categories are moving and which ones are not. I'm starting with the body care, and for body wash and soap, they're together since I don't really care which one it is that I'm using and they do the same thing. I have a goal of owning 4 of those types of items. I currently have 10, which is the same amount that I had 3 months ago, but there have been some changes. I did finish one, and that took me from having 1 point to 2 points. I did, however, buy something, and so that cost me 3 points. So I'm now at -1 points. That's not good, but I'm pretty close to 0. I'm very close to finishing a bar of soap, so I'm not that worried. I will be at 0 soon, but I have the same number in this category. I am also in the negative for foot care, but I am getting better. I have a goal of owning 2 products in this category. I currently own 3, which is down from last time, which was 4. That means that I am now at -1 points instead of -2 points. I apparently did not keep the box, which is my mistake, but I did finish 1 item. For the hand care items, there has been a development. I have decided that I no longer want to own any, and I'm eliminating the category. I used to keep little hand creams in my purse. I stopped doing that over a year ago, and I've just been using lotion as hand cream before I go to bed. So there's no reason to own them anymore. I did finish 1, but my goal is now to own 0, and I still have 2 remaining. Next, we're into the skincare, and first is cleansers. My goal is to have 5 of them, and I now have 17, which is 4 fewer than before. I finished these 3 samples plus a bar cleanser, and I thought I kept the box, but I can't find it. So I'm now down to 17 of them. That means that I now have 4 points. I need 5 to buy a new item, and I did not buy any new items. So I still have a positive 4 points, and I have 1 point to go before I can buy one. That's probably gonna happen around the next check-in, but not yet. Next is the exfoliants. I have a goal of owning 2, and I'm now at 8, which is actually up by 1. So I am now down from 1 point to -3 points because I did buy one. I am subscribed to FabFitFun, and there just wasn't really anything in that category that I wanted, so I picked an exfoliant knowing that I'd use it eventually, but it's going to be a while because I have a lot of other exfoliants to get to. So unfortunately, I'm also negative in this category. Next is face masks. I actually finished 4. There's 3 here. There's also a set of eye masks that I don't know where the packaging is for them. I know I kept it. I do have it somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But that gives me a positive 4 points, which is enough to buy a new one. So I can do that at any time. I have also decided to change my goal. So my goal was previously 5. I've decided that I don't really need 5 if I'm not going through that many. So I'm dropping my goal to 4. For day cream, my goal is to own 2, and last time I had 3. I did finish this little sample. So I am now at my goal. This category is now considered acceptable, and I'm no longer going to be reporting on it as long as I stay at or below that goal. Next is face sunscreen. I have a goal of owning 3, and I'm now at 11, which is exactly the same number as last time. And that is because I finished a mini sample while I was traveling, and I knew I threw that one away. And then I also got another one. So I have the exact same number as before. In total, that brings me down to -1 points, which isn't that bad. It's still 5 points to buy one, and I spent the points that I have, and I just needed 1 more. So I am expecting to break even by the end of the summer at least. Next is night cream. I finished 3, and I am at 2 fewer than I was before because I did buy a neck cream, which is upstairs and I don't feel like getting it. I am also now at 5 points. I need 4 to buy something new, so I can now. My goal is to own 4, and I'm still at 13, but I feel like I'm finally gaining ground in this category. I currently have a goal to own 5 shampoos, and I am currently at 12. That is 4 less than last time. They were all little ones. So I finished these 3 samples. There was also a Franken shampoo that I had in a travel bottle that I still have that I finished. So I'm now at -2 points instead of -6. I still need 6 more points before I can buy a new shampoo. I have a goal of owning 3 conditioners. I'm now at 5, and that is after finishing 2. That brings me to a positive 1 point instead of the -1 point that I had last time. I finished another conditioner and I'll be allowed to buy another one, but the one I'm using right now is full size, so that's not going to be 3 months from now. My hair styling products are just divided into two categories. There's the things that I use on my hair when it's wet and things I use on my hair when it's dry. I did finish one item for things that I use on my hair when it's wet. It's just this little sample, but that takes me from 20 items to 19 and gains me 1 more point. Similarly, for the dry hair styling products, I finished one, which gives me 1 point. I need to finish 2 more before I can buy another in this category. The only change to my base makeup has been with my primers. At the last check-in, I had 16 with a goal of owning 3, and I had 7 points, needing 8 to buy a new one. And I did finish one, so that brought me to my 8 points. However, I actually owned 2 more than I did previously. One of them I bought through FabFitFun, so that cost me 8 points. The other primer I got as a gift with purchase, so that's 1 point. So I'm now at -1 points, and I have 17 primers instead of the 16 that I had last time, still with the goal of owning 3. Next is the eye makeup, and I did actually go up for brow products. I got this as a gift with purchase, and since it was a gift, it counts as 1 point, and that means that instead of having the 2 points I had previously, I'm down to 1. At least I'm not negative, and I will be finishing a brow product soon, but it's not gone yet. Next empty is very exciting. I did finish one powder eyeshadow, so that brings me down to 132. My goal is to own 50, and I also only really want to own 4 palettes. I am down a palette, as you may have noticed, because this duo was counted in my inventory as a palette, and it's an empty now. That does mean that I now have 19 eyeshadow palettes. That is including my magnetic palette. Mascara appears to be the bane of my existence. I have exactly the same number of mascaras as I did last time, and that's after I finished this Lancome one and got this Lancome one as a gift with purchase. So I'm still in the same spot, which is still way too many mascaras. I don't even want to say the numbers, you can just read them. For cheek products, I did buy things, but they were in categories that are considered under control, so I'm not going to go through those subcategories with you, but whenever you see my totals at the end, you will notice I did gain cheek products. That's okay. For lipsticks, I have a goal of owning 7 of them, and I am now at 21. Last time I was at 20, and that's because I got a gift with purchase. It's this mini liquid lipstick from Smashbox, and that means that I'm now at -2 points instead of -1. I need 3 points to actually buy a lipstick, but I keep getting them for free and not actually buying anything. It's the same story with lip glosses. My goal is to own 4, and I'm now up to 15 because I got this as a gift with purchase. This is the 3rd lip gloss I've gotten for free this year, and so I'm now at -2 points. I need 4 points to actually buy a lip gloss. The product that I got as a gift with purchase, and I'm not entirely sure what category I want to put this in because it's tinted. It's the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Melt Mask, but I don't want to use a lip mask when I go to bed if it's tinted, so I'm calling this a tinted lip balm. So that means that I lost the 1 point that I had in the tinted lip balm category, but at least I'm not negative. For the lip balms that are not tinted, I did finish one, but the tube is somewhere else because I wanted to franken something in it and I haven't done it yet. That takes me to 9 lip balms, and that was my 3rd point. I need 3 points to buy a new lip balm, so I can do that now, a clear one. I am going to drop my goal. I had a goal of having 5 of these, but I go through them slowly enough that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to be dropping my goal to 4 for now, and I'm going to retain the fact that I need to finish 3 more to buy a new one. There's been no changes to either my nail polish or to my fragrances, so those categories are exactly the same. So now we get to look at my totals. There is data on the screen. Who doesn't love data? The most improved category has actually been hair care. It looks like my body care category went up, but that's actually not the case. It just looks like I have more excess because I dropped the goal for my hand cream. So I actually own fewer items, it's just that it's further away from my goal than before. I did well with skincare. I finished several samples and I have a lot more to go, so I am expecting that to continue to drop. There was overall no change to my eye category. As I mentioned earlier, my number of cheek items went up, but that was because I was allowed to buy things in some of the categories that were under control. Even though I did finish a lip product, that category went up due to gifts with purchase, and then there were no changes in either nails or fragrance. But if you look at my totals, I now have 640 items in my inventory. That is less than the 650 that I needed in order to buy an advent calendar this year. So as long as I maintain that through November 1st, I will be allowed to buy myself an advent calendar. In that case, everything in that advent calendar will count as a gift to myself, and it will just be 1 point when I put it in my inventory. I also think it's interesting that even though I have 15 fewer items in my inventory than I did 3 months ago, the value has actually gone up. I have $203 more worth of stuff than I did last time. I am buying fewer things, but evidently I'm spending more money on them. I am okay with that. The purpose of this for me was to have less stuff, not necessarily save money. So even though I've saved money overall, I'm okay with going up a little bit here and there. So that was my check-in. I am very pleased with how that's been going this whole year, and I hope I keep up that momentum. Good luck with meeting your goals, and I will see you in 3 months. Bye.